for the jungle. This will give Ray a solid time. Should be in the jungle up against the Fredrin. But we've seen also Fredrins, our junglers, usually, even earlier, Vincent, go through the heavy spin and still win out Red Tree battles.
Seems like it's been meta for so long that some of these junglers are just finding ways to go around it by micro, by macro, right? Maneuvering around, maneuvering and moving. It just joined in my head. Around the pit instead of just going straight at it in a straightforward manner. So we'll have to see, with a good amount of disengage, a good amount of crowd control as well, I think Onic will have to try and get some of their own to make sure that they can force Geek into those situations that they want to try and trap them in. But it's going to be a Masha instead. It's just all damage, man.
Oh man, that's a lot of damage output. My god, the Masha roam on Keyboy too. Oh man. And Paquito, Lutpi, debut pick.
It's fortunate that Geek did not go for like an assassin, man. You remember back then when Masha was somewhat meta as well? Assassins just have such a tough time. And now looking at Onic composition, it's very roam heavy, a lot of good crowd control, good ganks, and technically in a way, it can operate similarly to the two-fighter strategy, even though it's not actually a two-fighter strategy.
Are we worried about frontline though for Onic?
I don't think so, because they're already they're like a bruiser comp right now. Everybody's kind of tanky, you know? Like, they're not the tankiest members in the team. They're not the tankiest members in heroes in MLBB, but they're all bruisers. They can all take a shot. Geek fam go for the other route. They go for the Kaja to lock members down individually. So looking for pickoffs, perhaps trying to threaten Onic with pickoffs, while Onic look for split pushes with Masha and the Paquito.
That looks difficult, man. Kaja, usually you want to go with good burst damage so that you Divine Judgment someone and seal the deal before his friends get involved in the issue. But now with a Novaria, with a Claude, maybe Claude in the late game can output the kind of damage, but early on, that Kaja is going to struggle to really find good pickoffs and might be used. It's leading me to believe that it might be used in a defensive fashion instead.
You want to know a fun fact? For the last 3 days, lineup rating has been accurate.
Oh.
What the heck? That's different.
That's a little trailer for maybe what's to come. As we see the wings flapping over the land of Dawn. Here it is. The moment for Ray to redeem himself in the eye of Caster Mirko. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn for game number 1 between the Yellow Porcupines.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
He needs to prove Streamer Miracle wrong. Caster Miracle is PG, man. Streamer Miracle, that guy's a menace.
It was Caster POV,
That's
not
why he said
Streamer POV.
Prove me wrong. Prove the Streamer Miracle wrong.
But
Character duality.
Anyway.
Looking at it, you know, the big weakness of Fredrin, the slower clear speed, is really being highlighted here. Ray is just ahead of the curve, and Beloyski already scouting for a bit more information, a bit more utility. Kimo and Sons, by the way, with a lethal ignition, it's going to be a bit more damage that you might not see coming. But Sans on the low Yi, I think that's where it's going to be very interesting. With the Wilderness Blessing, I think it's going to be very active in the early game to try and make use of the fact that you don't have a combat ultimate, right? You actually hit a very early power spike with 2 spells.
Okay. And if we're talking about the combination, right, I would have thought that maybe Kaja would be better suited with something like the Luo Yi. The burst damage is there from Novaria, but I would say it's not as reliable. But we'll see exactly what the plan is with the follow-up. I mean, so far, Beloyski has been harassing Kairi quite a bit in the jungle. It's not as significant as they perhaps would like, but with the follow-up here from the rest, it might actually work, but not yet. Not so far.
Kairi certainly looks a bit more comfortable on this pick. He did have, what, 7 wins and 2 losses on it? And now, Ray, debut pick, Beloyski, debut pick in Season 13 as well. We'll have to see what exactly were they planning on doing, because even the side lanes are pretty independent, but Lutpi.
Aggressive Luke, all the way to the back. They're going to clear this out. They're going to have more prio compared to Onic. And they go straight for the turtle. Keyboy in the mid lane, not level 4 just yet. And that's actually some damage placed down onto Luke. Back again, Lutpi wants to go for a final splash, and maybe the outplay here from Luke. A good 2-punch from Lutpi. Picks up first blood. Keyboy working on this. Ray has the heavy spin. Kyrie goes for it, and that's a beautiful pull from Beloyski to stop it from happening, the steal. But Kyrie will return with a kill. And even Keyboy, wow! Thunderclap one more time, one more shot is all he needs. The boy's low, and Keyboy gets it with the lethal ignition final tick.
All that aggression, man. Geek, that's so overkill. It seems like the whole idea is to make sure that Kyrie does not get to a contested retribution, but Divine Judgment and Heavy Spin used up at the same time almost there.
Yeah.
And Onic just immediately transitioned from going for the objective to going for kills, and it paid off, man.
They understood that the resources were already depleted, and they tried to look for a window, and they were able to get it. Almost a 1K gold lead already, despite Geek being able to get the first turtle.
It's a debut pick for Lutpi, this Paquito, and it's looking good so far. Right there, the presence of mind for him to really use the right spell at the right time, get more shielding, but now Ray is looking for a chance, but he's still hiding.
Yeah, he's trying to go for an angle to attack. That's the reset. Look, he cannot go for that flicker. Will fall to the hands of Luke. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, a possible dive attempt. Thunderclap into the back. Chadera with a blazing duet and a good peel from the Divine Judgment of Beloyski.
Oh, hang on. Oh, on the other side of the map, that's, I believe Sans going in with a diversion to try and clear. That's another way of using it. Instead of going for just big ganks, you can use it to try and cover after losing a member and deny some of the turret gold, for instance. So Luke won't be getting full value from that.
By the way, it's so rare to see us all on the same page for once.
Well, yeah, but Ranger Amas is
Ranger
like...
No, us.
Oh, okay, okay.
The three of us.
We all did go for a rebellion last...
Did you go for Rebellion?
I went for
on Friday.
Alter Ego.
There you go.
No, Friday.
Oh, Friday?
Friday.
Do you remember?
Do I remember Friday?
I remember it was English versus Indo desk.
Ah.
Well, there's a change.
And it's not uncommon for the English desk and Indo desk to be at odds. Now with the neutral objective up again though, Onic does have more leeway here. 3 HP bars, you know, they can take a bit more damage. Geek fam though, they have to be a bit more decisive with how they want to play this out. And I think Beloyski and Ray have to coordinate a bit better. And I believe they must be talking about it right now. Like, dude, I'll do it, or you do it, like not both.
An interesting flank to get Keyboy to a good spot there. To look for a Thunderclap, they go straight for Ray. That's one Thunderclap, that's gonna be another right now as Kyrie gets pinned down and Ray secures the turtle. Keyboy down, and no trades on the board just yet. Luke as well, able to disengage. Lutpi, one more jab into the front, but does not find anything, and it's a Geek Fam win. Luke again on the Sans, getting the resets, now taunted up, knocked up, and my goodness, able to dodge away from the knockout strike, but not from Sans' damage. Oh, ooh. Ray dodging away from the Appraiser's Wrath. Kyrie still with the Brave Smite though, doing work, now with a taunt, now with one more stab. Ray survives, but not for long. Sans takes him, and even body blocks for Kyrie. Now Beloyski's on him, Sans flickers up on HP, whipped down under his own turret.
Chaos.
Crazy back and forth there, and even now again in the bottom side.
Oh, 1v1, Chewe.
Is he?
Blazing duet earlier, almost a solo kill.
That was a little too close for comfort.
What is this build? What?
Both teams just
Normal
going
build.
at it. It's the highest class for CW. He was up against Chadera, who has the Corrosion Scythe already completed, and yet he was still able to just put up a great fight. But this is something that Geek have to try and take note of. Onic has a very unexpected amount of sustainability. Keyboy
very low, forced to flicker out. That's the Astral Echo and the shot down to take him down. Third time this game.
Well, I guess that was the plan.
boom,
Right?
headshot.
Boom, headshot, and he gets instantly obliterated there. But the re-engage after Geek was able to successfully take control over that previous turtle was quite interesting for me. It's always Luke re-engaging, and then it looks like Geek want to go into backup. But that gives actually Onic a little bit more to trade through. Is it a worth it move, in your opinion?
Worth the move for Onic?
For Geek,
For Geek to go
to
for
make those decisions.
a fight again? I'm not sure. I feel like if they can get winning fights, why not? Because I think their main composition is to go for the objective. So if they can get more than just the objectives and some kills on top of that, and it's never a bad idea. But look at Kyrie though, he's still alone, but he has sustainability. That's the big problem here.
Goes in again. Beloyski still holding on to Divine Judgment. Heavy spin already used up. Kyrie looking for it, and it's still going to be Ray who finds the retreat. Luke in the back, jumping on the CW, goes for Lycan Pounce, but Luke is still alive right now. Jumps in with a vengeance again, trying to survive. It's CW. Now Lutpi, two-man knockout strike into the Appraiser's Wrath. Big bonk! And CW with a flicker and the Lycan Pounce. Now Ray held down by Kyrie and Keyboy. CW joining in the fray, dodging away from the Astral Spear shot. 4 members traded in for the turtle.
No turtle, no problem. They translated so well. They should be able to get more out of it right now, right here. As you can see that they're already chunking down the mid lane turret. And that's a big advantage for Onic. So despite them unable to get the Lord, the way that they're able to win these team fights, it looks like it's really great economy-wise for them in the long run.
Because Geek is going for more of a pick-off and poke strategy. When the fights go as long as it does, look at the emblems even from there. Kyrie, instead of going for a concussive blast for faster clear, he's going Brace Might. He knows the fight is going to keep going on, and he needs an extra bit of regeneration. Same can be said for Lutpi with the Kraken charge, and CW with the Kraken charge as well. So they want these kind of fights where Sans can also just keep spamming out his spells, already now landing on the Lightning Truncheon. He will be a huge problem if he is not focused down. And even then, his passive allows him to get shielding whenever he triggers it. He triggers the yin and yang, stun mechanic. He gets an extra bit of shield. So in a proper all-out front to back, Onic's composition is very deceptively dangerous.
There's a lot of damage in it as well. So despite all the tools that they're able to work with, Beloyski though.
On the CW, and now he's going to be gunned down. The heavy spin still on him. CW still surviving for a bit, but Ray just needs one more bonk. The body slam does the job now. It's Beloyski who's taunted, and my god, the big bonk! From the Appraiser's Wrath, it's Kai with a double kill. They traded for CW.
So Chidera, CW, and they also get Beloyski. So again, Onic, their re-engages, the fact that they're able to get more out of it when they go for these trades has been very fruitful for them, and they have a little bit more space now to work onto the Lord. Already the first one in, able to go in again, aggressively onto Ray though.
Final slash, trying to disengage there. Keyboy, oh my god, the damage from Keyboy just scratches Ray out of this game. That's his 3rd death in this game. No heavy spin earlier to utilize. He was baited to go and catch CW. Luke with a vengeance still in his hands. Good divine judgment onto Lutpi. Kyrie finds a retribution as that's Lutpi in the midst of it all. Sans goes in with the help of the diversion into this team fight. Luke and Chidera isolated. Luke now scratched down by Keyboy and taken out by Keyboy.
Meanwhile, Kyrie is just going ham into the jungle of Geek. Gonna be able to take away that orange buff away. So amongst all that chaos, again, Onic come out on top.
I think it's very apparent that Geek fam they lack damage, man. Again and again, they keep going for these plays, but everyone survives with a sliver of HP. It seems like they're really single-handedly relying on a boy for now, and they just need Chidera desperately to go online here. He's going with the Brace Might as well, by the way, so he doesn't benefit from the extra bit of utility that he could have really used to get away from all these fighters, man. The Masha, the Paquito, the Roger even. He's just banking on being more survivable, and even so, he's losing the lane technically, losing in gold because of the ganks, because of how active Onic has been as a team.
And you would think that Geek need to be more active with the Kaja pick, but it hasn't really done too well for them. Sure, they get a pick off, but it's traded by 1 or even 2 members of the same caliber. How do you figure out a way around this with so much map control in the hands of the Yellow Porcupines?
I think it's a bit of a waiting game for now, but looking at Beloyski, he's still looking, threatening to go for those pickoffs, but now slowly but surely they're running out of targets. The front lines of Onic are just getting tankier and tankier, and the back line has always been so far in the back. Sans mainly, it's almost like a reverse. Usually it's the gold lane that's escorted by 4 tanky members, but now it's the Lo Yi because it's of the spammable nature of the spells.
Yeah.
See the game fact?
11 times picked up from season 11 and 12, 80% win rate.
Same win rate, 81%. So he's been good on the utility, man. So far this season as well, if we take a look at the stats, how many wins has he gone on the Fredrin? Because in the keys to victory, we did say that maybe Kyrie needs to go back to the Fredrin instead of trying to utilize that Roger in the jungle.
Earlier in the asset, it says 7 wins and 2 losses, I believe. So he has been performing a lot, very well in this kind of fighter situation. It looks like he's adapted, and some people are concerned if Kyrie actually is a bit too comfortable playing on the fighter utility, and he's kind of almost forgotten his assassin ways. So that has yet to be proven, to be fair. But for now, at least, it seems like Onic going back to the Fred win, working really well for them, according to the win conditions.
7K gold lead now for the defending champions as they look for more opportunities across the board. Sans being able to open the map using his skills so far. Kyrie level 15, but Ray is 13, so there's a 2-level advantage. But Loiski goes in for a play, doesn't necessarily get it, and that's a flicker already wasted.
Yeah, big resource diversion in the back too. This might be the craziest flight. Kyrie baiting the mid. Oh, boy, gets deleted! One shot now. It's CW on it. The retreat Ray still gets it, but he loses his life. Onic don't care about the Lord. They are going for bodies.
It begins with Beloyski missing out on the flicker, not getting anyone, and Onic. The fact that Kyrie was alone while everyone else was setting up for the diversion, he just keeps going forward. Now Luke.
Brought back and melted. Just taken down. The Lord in the mid lane won't do much for Geek fam. It's Onic again. Right onto the base turret. Right on with the Lycan Pouch. This might be a delayed wiped out, and they do get it. Kyrie's tanking up the base turret as the minion wave there. Oh, good shot from a boy. A shutdown here. Trying to defend. Keyboy's walking up. Thunderclap ready for him, but Ray stops it with a body slam. Lutpi. Doesn't actually get the base turret there. Ray, good retribution to clear out the wave.
All in all, that was a really good punish, however, by a boy. He tanked all that damage, was able to get taken down, and then Onic couldn't and wouldn't have been able to push the issue further, and so they go in for a retreat. But that diversion play by Sans, again, the outplay coming through when they go in for these team fights, it's leaving Geek kind of scrambling what to do next.
Well, very conveniently, the replay right here. As you can see, Kyrie moving forward, knowing that the full team is there, only with CW, and that was enough pressure. They just weren't expecting the flank coming in at all with Kyrie moving forward like that. Just like that, even though they get the Lord, at what cost, man? For Geek Fam right now, it's back to damage control, and they do have good late game. And like you mentioned, Eterna, a boy did get a shutdown. It's a good punish, and he's actually standing on 5 items already, including the glow, the Enchanted Talisman, the Lightning Truncheon, the Divine Glaive, and the Glowing Wand. So he's still going to be doing a lot of damage, but they can't really approach a fight all in from the beginning. They have to try and get the pickouts, man. Onic don't have healers like we saw in the previous matches.
Oh, wow. Winter Truncheon by Sans. He was trying to anticipate the Divine Judgment from Beloyski, but Beloyski, I don't know if that was in range, but yeah, they get out. They're playing it pretty safe now.
For now, Beloyski on the Kaja has the fleeting time as well, by the way, so he desperately wants to make these plays happen. He just can't find it. And when he's just scrambling around, going in weird bushes and angles to find a way to get to Sans, let's say, while he's doing that, the whole of Onic will show up behind his team instead. If you look at the damage dealt here, a boy is still topping the scoreboards, obviously, with the Novaria, as always. But Sans, a close second, despite the fact that the only time he does output damage is during an odd brawl. He doesn't poke almost at all.
It's very difficult because of the limited range with Luo Yi, right? But the problem with going against a Luo Yi is not just the damage, the burst that comes through when you're able to proc the passive, but the displacement. So that in itself is already homework for Geek when they want to go for a particular situation, but you get displaced like this.
And Keyboy in the back as well. Flanking Chidera gets assassinated. Ray is forced to use the heavy spin. The diversion, Masha. Oh, man.
Solo diversion play. It's all good. He's still going.
1v3 this time. Keyboy, you only have 1 more HP bar. Go what? Keyboy!
That is illegal, man. That should not be okay.
Those are the 2 core members taken off for Onic. They could certainly go for this right now if they want.
They've got the 2 dudes that can actually clear waves. Keyboy says there's only 1 boy allowed in this game, and it is not a boy. Lutpi, knockout strike onto Ray, trying to displace them. Sans dealing some damage as well. CW looks for an angle to attack. Beloyski still has a Divine Judgment, but that's so much first. They cannot handle it. Chidera, a desperate attempt right now with a double kill secured by Sans. Lutpi still able to survive for now, and that is even more and more and more for Onic. A triple kill and a wipeout to end things. Game 1 to the Sky Kings.
What a convincing game. What a convincing game from the Sky Kings. For the past few matches where they lost it, all the comments are like, what happened to Onic? What's going on? Is it a different Onic now? Are we not going to see the same Onic that we used to see?